Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I am just going to make sure that we are all good on TikTok because I forgot to start the live there. Usually I start there first and then I come on here with you guys. So give me 1 second. New Moon in Gemini. Beautiful. Okay, great. Now that we're on both spaces. Happy new moon in Gemini. I hope you all are doing well. I really didn't know what to title this video because I want to go over the Gemini new moon updates, a few messages that might support you. I want to go over the YouTube channel and what's to come with the YouTube channel. I also want to cover with you a very amazing opportunity thanks to one of you who have generously offered this. So yeah, I'm really excited. My lighting isn't working right now, so hopefully this is good. I'm going to try to brighten up my screen as much as I can so we can talk and connect. But yeah, it's so nice to see you all. I hope you're beautiful and just like enjoying the beauty of this Gemini new moon. I just got off of the call with some of you beautiful souls that we did the Gemini new moon breath work. And it was just so beautiful to see the truth that had to come through for them. So I'm kind of curious what you're feeling for this Gemini new moon. What's been coming up for you? What are the themes, the major themes in your life right now? What are the major themes happening just in general? And if you feel called to share, even if you're on replay, I'd love, love, love to hear just what you're feeling. And if you haven't seen the energy update, I have a full energy update for you guys. It's on the YouTube channel. It talks about numerology. It talks about a plant that you can use and connect with. Should I change that to connect with the spirit of the plant? Yeah, so many good things. But I want to start off by sharing some updates with you guys. So as you probably noticed, I did not post a meditation for this Gemini new moon. I usually always do it every time. A lot of you were asking, 𝐿𝐿𝐤𝐿, like, where's the meditation? Where is it? So a couple things. The first thing I want to share with you is one, I am currently just in this deep process of one, on this mission to connect and collaborate with other amazing beings and amazing elders and medicine carriers and medicine, instruments to the medicine, people who are holding the space for the medicine. And with that, that's where my energy is going. And it's also going to preparing to go to Peru, which, if you don't know, I'm going to hopefully share my journey with you guys if it feels aligned. 26 days in Peru with Don Miguel, who is a Peruvian Shipibo maestro, and 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, who has actually founded this center, and they work as a team, and it's so beautiful. And I think they're a perfect example of like bringing the Eagle Condor like prophecy in that space. And yeah, I'm so grateful to be able to connect and also to collaborate with them. So I'm in the preparation of that, and as you all know who've gone through your journey, just like this Gemini new moon, you get little hints of what's coming, right? And it's my responsibility to create spaciousness for that and to listen and to do the work, right? So with that means that my attention is in that. The second thing I also want to share is I am on this deep mission to help support you deeper. And I've been taking some time to really go deeper with you. And one of the biggest things I've been learning over the 7 years of doing this journey and this work is that the medicine of what we heal, our template, like every answer we're asking for, everything we're looking for. And this is probably resonating with you with the Gemini new moon. We're focusing on our thoughts and our feelings. Do they align, right? Everything that you're thinking of that you want an answer for is in you. And it will be shaken within you if we don't look at it. And I'll give you an example, because about 9 years ago, that's what happened to me that brought me on this journey. It wasn't a choice of it. It is a choice because you choose, free will. But what created the shake in my life that I needed to wake up and hear my feelings and thoughts, honestly brought every single part of me that was numbing and wasn't listening to the feelings and thoughts. So I'm saying this because my idea of safety was derived from my environment, my ancestral stories, and my ancestors and what they told me that I had to be and become and who I was, and also my experiences in life. And because I didn't process them, they were kind of just filling in a cup. I'm sure you've had this experience before where you're pouring stuff in the cup, but it's not like you're pouring just water. You're pouring water, you're pouring juice, you're pouring maybe fizzy pop, you're pouring a whole bunch of stuff in this one cup, right? And eventually, in this cup, there's so many different liquids that the water gets dissipated, and the essence of this filled water and what we put into our cup, there's no more room. So what happens is it overflows. And sometimes when it overflows and overflows, you get so tired in life, and I'm sure you can experience this. If you're resonating with this, put a cup emoji in the chat, even if you're a replay. The cup gets so overflowed, and you're like, okay, why am I feeling overwhelmed? Why is this happening? All the things. And it wasn't until I had to get shaken out, my spirit had to be shaken out of my body from a traumatic experience to receive this big download of like, I need to feel it all. I'm feeling every single story. I'm feeling every memory. I'm feeling every template ever. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because this journey that we're on, part of the work, working with the moon cycles, working with our healing, stepping into clearing ancestral patterning, our own patterning, all the things. And what this Gemini new moon is calling us to do is those spontaneous things that we don't see coming are honestly the biggest blessings that can come to you. The spontaneousness that you don't plan, because honestly, we don't have control of what is the next thing to come, right? And we are being taught in this 3D world, which is school, that, we don't have that control, right? And one of the biggest lessons that I keep hearing is that in that process, my whole spirit had to get out of my body to bring me back to every part of my shadow that had that similar experience. It might have not been a capital T trauma, a small t trauma, whatever you want to define it, but that capital exclamation T trauma that experienced years ago. And if you want to check out my story, I think it's one of my first videos. I talk about it, about my experience and sharing about that. So if you wanted to learn about that, you can. But basically what happened was I got PTSD. I was diagnosed with endometriosis after going to the doctor multiple times, and they're saying, well, you're too young and you don't really fit the stats, so there's no way that you have endometriosis. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that my mother had this as well. Depression, my whole body, I would be driving and all of a sudden from my hip down, I wouldn't be able to move. Like I was being, the trauma, I couldn't process it. I couldn't digest it. And that's what happens when you have an experience in your life. It doesn't have to be like this, right? It can be like you not speaking your truth, like the Gemini new moon, right? You not speaking into existence of truth. It could be, you saying no when you want to say yes, you saying yes when you want to say no. These things fill up the cup. And eventually it needs to go somewhere, right? So it either goes into a physical disease or element, which for me, that's what happened. But it wasn't just that trauma. It was like everything that I numbed, everything from the time of my birth. And what it taught me was that all of the physical elements and all of the experiences of me being confused in my feeling, my thought, which this Gemini new moon is all about, right? What it taught me was that I needed to go back to where the story started. And after going through, whether it's plant medicine ceremonies, witnessing other people's healings, hearing people's stories, going through my own healing, the biggest thing I learned is that our sacral, our womb, our hara is the answers to any question you may ask. It is like the encyclopedia of your ancestral and your DNA template. Think about it. When you are conceived by your mother and father, by two beings, there is a flash of light. And scientists can't really have tangible experience of what this is. But when you ask elders, when you ask various tribes, what they say is it is light consciousness, it is stardust. And what that means is in that very moment, this being, this seed is fully whole. You feel whole, you are whole, you are this being, and you are so in this essence of wholeness, and that never changes, even right now, no matter what you've experienced. But when my soul left my body and it came back, or it was hovering over my body because it couldn't process, I didn't think I had that stardust wholeness. I felt that there was something wrong with me. I felt that I lost something. I felt that I was dirty and I had to wash and go in the shower all the time, right? So I want to invite you to ask yourself, was there ever a moment that you experienced in your life where you went into that freeze mode, or you went into a space where you couldn't process an emotion? And when that happened to you, what did you experience after that? What did you find, after that? I always ask my clients, I'm like, okay, you were diagnosed with this. What happened that year or a few years before? And they're like, oh yeah, this happened. And my partner cheated on me. And, my mother passed away, or, all these things. And I'm like, do you think that maybe that has something to do with the element that you have, or the emotional process you're going through, or the awakening you're going through? So our feelings are really teaching us so much, and feelings and thoughts go hand in hand. When they are not equal, when what we're saying is not what we're doing, and vice versa, something is unaligned, right? Something is unaligned, going back to the seed of that stardust of that you were created, that makes you feel otherwise not whole and not fully present in this life. So my biggest mission right now, and this is why I want to share this with you with the YouTube channel, is I know that my intention, and I always say, you can be good at everything, which we can't, or you can really hone down on the things that you know that you came here to share and experience with the world, and to co-create with others. And for me, I know the biggest things that light me up is being with plants and being able to understand them and connect with them, and how that connects to humanity and where we were before in our history and our DNA and template. I remember growing up with ancient Egyptian books, and I would read about the gods and goddesses. And that's like all I read. I loved reading them. And I remember lighting myself up, and I'm telling my mom, I'm gonna find Isis, I'm gonna find Ra, I'm gonna find all these gods and goddesses, and I'm gonna learn about where they lived and how they were. And I was just so enthralled by it. But yet did I know that seed, that stardust that I was, no matter what I experienced, whatever the shadows I experienced, whether it was being bullied at school or the hardships at home, I knew that there was something that I would just light up, right? And that lighting up is what kept me on the right path. It's what kept me here. So as you move through this new moon, which is all about new intentions, new beginnings, it's really, I want to shift that to remembering your intentions, remembering your beginnings, remembering who you are. That's what we're here to do. And when you can do that, I honestly feel you will find every answer in some. And that's what I've learned through the plants and what they've taught me. The plant allies are spirits that really connect with you and teach you based on your DNA template. They go into and they connect with you based on your devotion and what you ask from them and some. And they might not give you what you want to see, but they give you what you need. And your job is to just simply listen, to go into that space of solitude, to move out all the distractions, and to simply listen. To listen why my physical body is this way, why my traumas are experiencing, why this happened. There's a reason why energies. I was just talking to the group from the breath work, and what I'll share with you for the Gemini New Moon is, we have grown in a society to feel so entitled. And, the plants, I'm so grateful because they teach me all the time to come back into the heart. And it's so easy in this world where we're being told to be entitled and to have things and to do things and to get the job and to get the nice car and to get the blah, 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 and all the clutter. But at the end of the day, when we look beyond that, right? We look way beyond that, because that's just distractions. We are an instrument. We are simply an instrument that is here to move and to be brought on this journey and to learn. And our physical body is the instrument to help the template of our spirit to connect us with the collective template of the whole world and all the consciousness on this earth and beyond. So when you shift something in you, you are giving information to the collective consciousness to support us all. When we look at it that way, things are shifted, right? When you think of it this way. So instead of focusing on this is mine and 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 this is mine, where has it brought us as a collective? It's brought us away from nature. And again, it's brought us away from our own inner nature, nurture nature, right? Again, bringing us back to the sacral. You are nurtured and you are natured the moment you come out of this earth. And anything that divides you from that, we ask you to come back. And so my going back to all this, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is that we all have our gifts. And mine for me is I love to learn and listen to the plants. And growing up with a grandmother that at the time I took advantage of this. I did not listen to it until as I got older. And she would have an abundant garden. And no matter what happened, she would go in her garden, she'd put a whole bunch of leaves in a pot, and she would, boil it, have me drink it. Sometimes it would not taste good, but somehow that would heal me and some. And there was something so amazing about smelling the herbs and the spices growing up. And thank you. Oh, and the herbs and the spices growing up. And I remember just being like, it just smelled like home. And it's so interesting because recently I've been so in awe with the spirits of my grandmothers and their wisdom and what they're sharing with me to share for us all. And they're coming up to teach us to connect through our sacral, our original template of our DNA, and to trust our body can heal itself again. And where that comes from is, to really help people who are dependent on pharmaceutical or maybe had a very traumatic experience. If this resonates with you, let me know. I'd love to connect with you. Send me an email. I'd love to just chat and just connect. Because for me, that's the stuff that I just want to learn more. Like, what are you experiencing? I remember my asthma, I was able to heal that naturally through plants. I've been able to heal endometriosis through plants. I would love to do a video on PCOS and endometriosis because that's how my journey started. I went through this trauma, it created a physical element, and I understood, what does that mean? There's a reason why an element happens. For example, endometriosis, PCOS is fear of being a woman, fear of being in the feminine. I am a woman. Why am I in this body? Why am I? That's what it represents, the safety of womanhood. And I think this is so important right now, is to educate us and for us to come back to nature. And that's why I'm spending that energy on this. And I love the moon, and I love the moon videos. You guys know I love them. I love doing the meditations, but I want to bring deeper. That's just the base. But what I can bring is bringing the plants as the forefront and bringing the sacral and respiratory healing, which is really one of the biggest shadows that need to be healed in this collective earth right now, is respiratory and reproductive and respiratory diseases and how to heal them with the plants. So whether that's asthma, heart attack, heart blood, all those things, sacral, ovaries, miscarriage, abortion, all of those things, infertility. And this can also be in all beings. So I want to bring this to you because this is essentially saying that our life, bringing you back to the life, and why these have manifested, why these elements are in our body, why are they in our DNA codes, in our genes, our being, who we are, and to understand the stories of your ancestors and where that created your elements. It's all connected. And that's where we get to the root of healing. We don't go to the surface. My channel, my space from day one has never been for all light and love, right? Bypassing light and love. We get to the light and we be that light in the world, but we also need to dust off the shadow and clean up. And right now, more than ever, with what's going on in the world, and it's so ironic because right now it's pouring rain while I share this and I'm channeling this cleansing message. is that more important than ever, we need to do the work and we need to do it together. So I want to invite you to come on this journey with me here on this channel. And moving forward, I'm going to be talking more about helping souls to heal through the reproductive system, through the sacral, and to heal through plant medicine, to heal generational trauma, to heal, through 𝐿𝐵𝐵, to heal through breath work, to heal through somatic healing, to understand how to heal alongside with nature, to experience retreats where we can come into community and heal together. Because when you heal alone, you're not really healing. Part of your experience in this 3D is to actually be in community, to unify yourself here. And when you are being alone, there's something in part of you that doesn't want to unify, or maybe you're feeling alone right now. And the growth is to come to a retreat and experience unity, and where you could be in unity with this world, that you are part of this world, that you're stardust from the moment of your parents conceiving you was very important for this part and this what's going on in the world. And right now, there is no excuse that we can't be awakened and awake. And through this process of healing with the plant spirits and understanding your DNA through the sacral womb, you will then be able to step into your heart-led conscious gifts, your purpose, your essence, who you're here to do, what you're here to do with a collective community. And that's my deepest prayer. So that's what I'm going to be sharing more. I'm going to be sharing more about healing remedies, things that I've learned ancestrally, things that I've learned and worked for me as well, and others, my clients, to share and support you. And if this is something you're really passionate about, maybe you're someone who has physical elements, or maybe you're someone that is experiencing, reproductive issues, or that's in your lineage or sacral blocks, please email me. Let's connect. I would love to chat with you. I'd love to just learn about your journey, because that helps me support you more. So email me. I want to make some space to connect with you guys more via Zoom. And yeah, let's connect. Let's heal together, because I think that's super important right now. Now, the other thing I want to share with you guys as far moving safe spaces from what's moving with the social media and YouTube and what I'm going to be posting, is that I am so excited. One of you beautiful souls have offered to partially sponsor 2 amazing souls for next week retreat. It's funny, this came up and I was like, I feel like there's 2 other souls that are meant to do the Divine Dharma, but let's see. And then this happened. So the Divine Dharma retreat is happening next week, the 16th until the 24th. And so gratefully, we've been able to sponsor half of that person's energetic exchange for the retreat. So if you are feeling called, or you know a loved one that would really benefit, this retreat is specifically for people who are ready to heal with plants, and for people who want to learn how to do Reiki, how to connect and clear their chakras and their chakra system, how to work with their gifts and enhance their intuitive abilities, and to work with the lands. This will be an amazing experience where you'll have amazing dieta and healthy vegan food. We'll be on the beautiful lands on the lake, and there'll be ceremony. And if this is something that you're interested in, this is time sensitive. So please email me. You can email me through my website. My team will get back to you as soon as possible so we can support you to prepare for the retreat. We're also going to be sitting with 𝐿𝐵𝐵. There's going to be an integration circle after and support. And you will also watch the opening circle / the information session for the retreat to properly support you. We'll send you an email of what you need for all the things. So again, if that's something that you're interested in, send me an email and say, I am interested in the Divine Dharma sponsored retreat space. And you can get started with just applying. It's in my link tree for, I think I linked it in YouTube as well, to apply. And I'm really excited. I feel the potency of this one, and it's to bring you back to your divine, for you to walk away from this retreat, to bring you back to your divinity, to bring you back to your space, to share all that you're learning with your loved ones, to help them heal and step into their power, and also to keep you and really connected and aligned and grounded in yourself and your journey. and stepping into enhancing who you are. So again, you can email for all that. And there's also other retreats, which I'm so excited for. We have one that's happening in February next year in Costa Rica. It's an Aya retreat. And we also have another Aya retreat in Peru that's happening at the Novelis Treehouse with Bobansana, Aya, Kambo, breathwork, psychosomatic workshop. There's so much. It's a 10-day experience. And there's also another retreat happening in November. It's a 3-day retreat in Costa Rica with 2 Aya ceremonies. And you can check that all out on my website. Take a browse, go to retreats. You'll see it all there. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. That's what I wanted to share. I want to end this space with a reading with you, just to pull some cards. So if you don't mind, and what really helps is just liking the video if it feels good to you, sharing with friends and family. I recently had one of you on my TikTok say, oh my gosh, 𝐃𝐸𝐤𝐿, or maybe it was here. No, it was on YouTube. They said that someone shared the video and was like, hey, I'm so happy I found this through someone. And I just want to say deep gratitude for those of you sharing the channel to help other people, because really I'm just an instrument here. And it's really great that you are receiving healing from this. That's amazing. Okay, so Gemini New Moon. Let's see what's going on. We got a pile. Oh my gosh, I'm just so enthralled. I'm so happy. Okay. So we have 5 cards, and I just want to say 5 is the number of change. It's the number of receiving the change we need. I want to say that end of June is going to be, we have summer solstice. It is literally us harvesting, being in a new season, a new way of life. And that's why a lot of us last week were going through abandonment wounds. We're going through inner child healing. We're going through father wounds, masculine wounds. That was all being cleared the last couple of weeks. Brings us now to Gemini New Moon. 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, we have this beautiful card, which is Be Here Right Now. We also have the Cosmic Egg, which is basically saying, what is holding you back from being here right now? What are some feelings and thoughts from the future and the past that is actually distracting you from being here right now and not allowing you to feel safe? You know, when we're constantly putting our energy out there for what can happen because we don't have control of that and what will happen, we actually pull ourselves out of the experience here. And in doing that, we're actually creating our attention to what we're putting our energy to actually becomes into our worries, our subconscious, the things that we just simply don't have control of. So why worry about it? I was just talking to my sister about this, and I said, you know, worrying is just simply just going to give you more stress. So we can't do anything right now to solve this. So why don't we just let go of the worry? And she was just like, you got a point. I'm like, what is it going to do to worry about something? What we'll do, though, is for you to decide, how can I shift and change and decide what energies I want to call in, because that's your responsibility. So what can I do in my means to shift what I want to attract, what I want to call into my life? We also have the Y card, which I love this card. And the Y card is really saying, come back to your why. So spontaneousness, the energy of wanting something new is coming in. Again, this is all to prepare us for the summer solstice. And this energy is just saying that, like, come back to your why. And I do feel like a lot of people are having contact with their ancestors and their celestial family. And the reason why they are is because there's like a big treasure of stories they got to tell you. And I love storytelling. I was that kid that would love stories, not the books you read, but telling me stories. And because I find telling stories is just the way that we learn where we were and where we're coming, where we're going. And our why really brings us back to what I mentioned, to that time where you became a seed made out of light consciousness, and why you decided to reincarnate into this being of who you are, or to drop into this body. If you feel good with that words, you came into this space for this experience. And as an eternal being, this is a huge experience for you. And this is ultimately the biggest treasure that you have manifested for yourself. So be here, be present, and allow yourself to fully experience it. You also have the deep knowings. We have the full moon here, which again, you are receiving a deep knowing of what's to come for June. You're getting kind of hints during this Gemini new moon of what is coming, and the clearing and cleansing is purging from the mind and also the third chakra. So for you to speak your deep knowing, for you to see what your deep knowing is, and to call in the white owl to come and to support you with elder wisdom, wise wisdom. I'm seeing like an older person with long white hair. And they're just really just wanting to speak to you. And they're asking you, what is your commitment here? Like, what are you asking for? If you are committed to what you're calling in, where is your mind and your thoughts? Are they aligned? Are they not? If they're not, well, you're about to get fully shown this new moon where you need to stand. And I think these things are good because remember, there are lessons. I was just talking about this with someone that attended my retreat 2 weeks ago. And I said that, what is your idea of punishment? What's your energy around punishment? And they were experiencing that their idea of punishment was their father would hit them. And I brought them to a relatable experience of that. And I shared that my dad would do the same. And what I learned now, like the healing, and that's why I'm saying when you do this healing for yourself, they get that healing. Like now I'm so close with my dad more than ever. I'm a daddy's girl again. Like it's just, I love him so much. And one of the biggest things I always say is go back to your deep knowing, go back to that knowing of who you are. For you to do that, you have to look at your past. You have to look at what's there. And to understand what is your attachments to your feelings and your thoughts. Because when you can look at your attachments, you can decide, okay, how do I want to reprogram that this Gemini new moon, right? So I asked her to reprogram that there is no punishment here. There's only lessons, and that you will just be received lessons. Everything is a lesson, right? And to regulate the nervous system again through her experience of the ceremony was really her intention. Between two worlds. So I think a lot of you right now, this Gemini new moon, are feeling between two worlds. You're feeling like you're going somewhere, a lot of movements happening. A lot of people are just like, I feel like end of this year, a lot of people are going to be in different physical places and just in a different place completely 6 months from now. And that's why this end of full moon with the deep knowing is so important, because this full moon is letting you know like where you're going to be this full moon at the end of the month. 6 months from now is going to be, your whole life's going to shift. It's going to rapidly move. Remember that August, everyone, is the Lion's Gate. One of my favorite times of the year. If you love Lion's Gate, let me know with the lion emoji, and do hashtag Lion's Gate if you're interested. I might do an offering. I'm feeling called to really harness and support you into activating your sacral chakra and healing, to open up and unlock and receive abundance, clearing any abundant blocks that you have. And I love to do them usually every year. So I'm really excited for that. Okay, last thing is community. So a lot of people right now are being called to ask for support, ask for help, ask for help. I think the biggest lesson right now is we have to understand that no one is better than the other, and every single person has a role that is just as equal to the other. And when we look at it that way, we can receive so much, and that knowing that every single one of you have a really big part to play. There's the number 8 here, which is infinity, but also abundance. And it's saying that when you get help from others, you abundantly are supported. So find your community, be open to it. And maybe your community is already with you and you're thinking that they're not around. And this would really support you. Natalie says, I love that I found your channel today. I would have been appreciated for your journey with you. Also, great to hear from you. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's bring up the ancestors card, and then I'm going to close the reading for you guys. And again, if you're just jumping on, I highly suggest you watching the first bit of it on YouTube. Because I share some really beautiful medicine, but still be here. Come hang out. Okay. So what are the ancestors sharing with us today for this Gemini new moon? Okay. This is interesting, but I'm not surprised. So we have 3 cards. Ignite your passions. If it's not lighting you up, leave it. Walk away. It ain't for you. You know, I was listening to a podcast today, and they were saying that when you are fully on the path, you will be so supported. It will be so easy. And it's almost like sometimes we reject that easiness. We're like, why is it so easy? Why is it so easy for me to do this? Why is it so easy for me to do the healing, for me to step into this? But with that is calling you to make space from your old identity, your old version of what you see, your old programming, to make space for what it is, right? And that is just maintaining the energies. That's maintaining energy. You move things, you receive it. You move things, you receive it. You can't stuff a full trunk of things with new things, right? So you have to look at that. Oop, snake. Shed old skins. Time to shed what no longer serves you. For the new moon, usually I say full moons are for shedding, but I think where this is coming up is to shed this separation from feeling and body, and to shed this feeling that safety is actually avoiding things. More people will be more likely to bypass emotions and feelings and thoughts right now. When you see that, ask yourself, what are you numbing here? To look into it. Shield maiden, make plans and focus. Get focused, stop being distracted in things so you can get out of this between the two worlds, which is the card that it's right on top of, right? So you have this deep knowing of what's next for you. There's nothing and no one you can really blame for that. I gotta wait because the co-creation, right? We're not waiting for someone up above us to bring us what we need. We're creating with them. And this is why I said community. We also see that universe, God, source, whatever that you connect with, is also part of that community, right? You have to see that they're working with you. They're within your community. They're in everyone that's here to help you. And if you can see it that way, you're about to be supported and some. So I hope you enjoyed these ancestor messages. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I just want to reiterate that we have 2 sponsored spots for the retreat next week, for the Divine Dharma retreat. So if you're interested, it is half of the energetic exchange is sponsored. Please email me ASAP through my website, and you can get started by filling out the Divine Dharma retreat form. It's a separate form from my retreats because it's a retreat and a training. And then also, if you're interested in any plant medicine retreats, we have one in November. We also have one in February, and we have one coming up in April. Gonna sneeze. Sorry, to sneeze. But we're also having one coming up in April. And I have a really exciting small-ish announcement for you guys coming up next week. So stay tuned. And again, everything is just shifting into something deeper. So just get prepared for more content around plants, healing, getting to the root of your healing, and really supporting you deeper on this channel, as well as offerings as well. So I'm sending you the deepest love. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the things, share. That feels good to your heart. And I hope you have a beautiful Gemini New Moon. Make sure you go check out the energy update. And again, I don't have a meditation this week because 1, we're shifting into deeper healing that I'll be sharing in content. And 2, your girl over here is doing some lots and lots of things. And that's what I can provide right now. So I hope to see you in the retreats or wherever I see you. And I love you so much. Bye. And thank you.